Hey guys, I'm Greg.
I'm John.
So we got so many requests, blown up the wazoo for the new It trailer, but I'm only going to shout out the first person who requested it. I'm telling you, so many demands, crazy comments for it.
Oh shit.
But the first one, Godzilla King of the Monster, the King, It trailer.
It's a great comment.
Sorry, it was the first one. And before we film this, want to give one last mention. I was in a pilot presentation for a thing called Ghost Hunter Diaries. I have a supporting role in the pilot. You should go watch that video. People have been checking it out and really liking it. So, you know, it's a horror movie, so I figured I'd promote it here. Anyway, let's, enough being around the bush. We'll give our insights. Yeah, we saw the original a while ago, too. Let's just do this.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, creepiest guy in the world.
There you go. She's all ready, Captain.
Thanks.
It's like a young Dane, huh? Don't go to the sewer, kid. Ouch. Oh, remember this scene? Remember this? That was young David Dunn.
There's not like any time I've ever been in before. People die or disappear 6 times the national average. And that's just grown-ups. Kids are worse. Way worse.
I saw something. There was this.
Yeah, I saw him too.
Look. It's all connected by the sewers. That's where it lives. What happened?
What?
No.
Whoa!
Bill, if you'll come with me, you'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll
Oh boy. Oh!
Oh boy.
Cool trailer.
Yeah.
Cool trailer. It does look like the updated remake of the 1990 original.
And they're doing this like a 2-part movie, right? Because the book, to my understanding, it has like 2 distinct parts.
Yeah.
When they're kids and then they grow up and they come back. You know,
Yeah, they're kids, and then like 30 years later, they come back as adults to take on the Pennywise.
I just feel like that's the thing with Stephen King movies. Is like whenever we come back to them, we're like, we're really gonna take the book though. Like, yeah.
Well, the mini-series I heard was decently faithful, and it was like a 2-part mini-series as well.
Yeah.
So maybe this... I don't know if they can the original plan to make it a 2-parter, because when Cary Fukunaga was a part of it, he wanted it for sure to make it a 2-parter.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still the original plan. And honestly, I only saw the original once when I was like 6 years old,
Yeah,
so I don't really... I don't remember it to the T. But I remember the sewer scene at the just looking at the updated look of it all. You know, we're in that day and age where oh, this is the modern day reboot touch. It has the much darker visual style, more realistic, grounded approach to what's because 1991 feels rather campy, and I never read the book that's based on. Here, this doesn't feel so campy.
No, this feels downright dreadful.
Yeah, this feels
dread-induced.
Dreadful, fucking eerie, and I mean, people were questionable about the clown. when they saw the image released, watching him in movement is it's a lot scarier for sure.
Pennywise looks pretty creepy. I mean, like, I like the old time design that they went with personally. Like, and you know, if you're gonna update something, do it different and go back in time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he looks like a really creepy Pennywise.
Well, I feel like this one could get a lot more visually creepy because I know that it plays on your biggest fears and your phobia. It works towards your imagination. So
all those nasty things living in your head.
Yeah. So as much as like I want to see as much of Pennywise the clown as much as possible, I'm also thinking they're gonna go a lot crazier.
Other shit.
Yeah, they're gonna go a lot crazier with their fears and phobias that they're having. And it's a teaser trailer, so we only saw them as kids. I don't remember if it's going to be a part 1 or part 2. From what I last read, it was still supposed to be 2 movies, envisioned as that. So maybe this one just will focus on them as when they're kids.
Yeah.
The loser group when they're children. Losers.
I mean, this has been in production for a while, but
This is one of those remakes where we were like, I'm not sure this is ever going to get done. You know?
Yeah,
like The Crow.
Lucky for them that Stranger Things came along.
Yeah, exactly.
Borrowed one of their kids.
Everything's Stranger Things now. It just doesn't have the Stranger Things music, which I'm happy about because every movie or trailer seems to have that 80s sci-fi music going on. And I'm like, yeah, okay, we got the kids thing, but it doesn't seem like it's trying to be Stranger Things. That kind of it's doing its own thing.
I get the sense they were trying. They were trying to do this. They were working on this iteration before Stranger Things dropped and got huge. I think so. Like it's fortunate for them that they went to a story. At least in this part that has a lot of, that centers around kids.
Yeah.
In a scary situation.
Well, like I said, I don't really remember the original. The sewer scene I remember, the red balloon.
I mostly remember
stuff.
Tim Curry.
Yeah. I don't remember the projector scene in the original. But either way, original or not, that was a really cool moment.
Freaky set.
That was a freaky. Like I could just imagine that. Like you're just, especially as a kid, you're using a projector and then. And the clock just keeps changing and the clowns appearing.
It's freakier when analog technology does shit it's not supposed to do.
It's gonna be an R-rated flick, and I like seeing that it's kids that are the stars of this. They're willing to kill off kids in this movie. So if you can kill off kids and do that, then you got a scary movie in your hands. Because normally kids are all right.
Yeah, I hope they're able to go as dark as the at least source material calls for. I haven't read the book yet either. I like the look of everything, and it looks creepy and dready and stuff like that. I didn't adore Mama, but I thought that guy had some chops when I watched it. So.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see this. Cary Fukunaga's script is still at least somewhat intact. So we'll get to see some of the stuff they were working on before everything changed hands and everything.
I'm a little bummed he wasn't directing still.
Yeah, it's not like he really wanted to do it.
Yeah.
He was really invested in that.
What I'm really hoping for from this movie, because it's just a teaser trailer, and you got to give us the scares and the creepy parts and everything. And it's been a while since a good Stephen King adaptation has been brought to the big screen. It's been quite a while since we've gotten a well-regarded Stephen King adaptation on at the cinema. Why I'm really okay with this being remade is because the first one was a mini-series on TV. We haven't gotten the big cinema adaptation. Yeah, so I'm very much okay with them doing a film adaptation of it. From seeing the visual style, you're like, yeah, alright, cool, you're making it worth our time. I don't want to just watch the original, I want to see what they do with this one, too.
Yeah, I'm curious what tricks you can bring to the table years later. And what might be relevant now that was different then, and all sorts of stuff,
And what I like with Stephen King stories is they're very character-driven, moody, eerie, rather depressing. Yeah, all these kids are writers. There's so many characters that are writers.
Tired writers.
You just know it's Stephen King imagining himself in this scenario. Yeah. But yeah, that looks really cool. Thank you guys for all notifying us it was out. Hey, subscribe to The Real Rejects. Reese is Jerry on Twitter and Instagram. He's a social media manager of The Real Rejects and Blumhouse. You've heard of that horror movie company. And once again, go watch the Ghost Hunter Diaries. Link in description box.